やけ食いかルフィ。
うざい。
お前何食べてる？
Hey my dear pirates, you are on channel, Straw Hat's One Piece Theories, and in today's video we're going to talk about Luffy's journey to the end of One Piece. Has Luffy already reached the peak of power to become the king of the pirates, or will he still need more powers? After all, he defeated Kaido, who is certainly the most powerful and dangerous character in the world until now, so can Luffy, with his Gear 5 completely mastered, be considered the most powerful character in the world? Well, we're going to analyze all this in today's video. So if you want to be a pirate king like me and achieve eternal glory, go ahead and press the like button with all the power of your devil fruit. And if you're new here my dear sailor, already subscribe to the channel and don't forget to activate the notifications bell so you don't miss any new video. Okay? Then join this crew that will dominate the entire Grand Line and the New World. Now without further ado, let's get to this epic video. And well my dear pirate, after awakening Nika's power and becoming practically a deity within the One Piece universe, many already believe that Luffy already has the necessary power to win a possible final war, and who knows how to beat Blackbeard, who will clearly be his last enemy. However, there is a serious problem in saying with 100% certainty that this Luffy that we see today already has the necessary power to defeat any character, since the most he needs to do now is better control his Gear 5, and well, things are not so simple as that, even for Luffy. Yes, I know that in the last arc, even without having completely mastered his new power, Luffy was incredible. Defeating Kaido and Big Mom is indeed a task that raises the level of our beloved Straw Hat to another level. Yes, indeed Luffy has become very powerful. So powerful to the point that some think that his power is something so absurd that it can be compared with something divine or even something unreal. Something like the theorized and always remembered Toon Force. It really seems that Luffy breaks all barriers of imagination. But is he ready to be the greatest pirate in the world? Well, for me the answer is no. Luffy has the potential for this, and his fruit being precisely the liberator of people's fruit gives Luffy an almost prophetic power, but he will still have to increase his power. Firstly, because we are talking about an anime where the evolution of power is one of its basic characteristics. Yes, One Piece is a shounen anime, so it is obvious that Luffy will have more powers in the future. And then we have to remember that One Piece, as well as several other animes, is a series that generates a lot of profit on top of the sale of action figures and a new transformation open space for mass production of more dolls of the character, mainly those with this new transformation. So the question about all this is, how will this transformation or this new power be built into the work? Well, in a past video I talked about the possibility of Luffy having a Gear 6 in the future, and in this video I discuss how that could happen, whether following a more conventional path of a common shounen or following the concepts that Oda put into the history. And in the case of today's video, the argument is very similar. Luffy can gain more powers simply for ease of script, as well as he can gain more powers based on what Oda has already pre-established within the work. But there I talked about Luffy's development based on technologies and even on deities, since it's something that Oda always addressed in One Piece, and now he's back to addressing it again within the story. But today I'm going to focus on another possibility that I didn't address in that video, which is the possibility of Luffy gaining the power of another devil's fruit. Yes my dear pirate, it would be interesting to see Luffy develop a Gear 6 based on the powers he already has. But I believe that in addition to being more of the same, having a new power based on what he is already good at might end up not giving Luffy a real challenge in future training. Yes, Luffy will have to master Gear 5 and Nika's powers perfectly, but understand, that power is already his. It will be fun to see him develop this skill until he becomes good at controlling it perfectly, but I'd like to see Luffy try something different, something he's not used to, something really new. And that's why I believe that the power of a second devil fruit could be the perfect choice for Luffy to have the necessary power to face a final battle, whether it's a war or a single fight, whatever that fight is against anyone. Especially if we think about Luffy's main enemy, Blackbeard. This is where things get really tricky. Blackbeard is extremely dangerous. As I've always been saying, everyone underestimates Teach way too much. he's extremely powerful and cunning, even cowardly. He doesn't hesitate to run if he has to, and he's also not shy about acting in an absurdly unscrupulous way if he wants to win. Blackbeard plays dirty, and I believe that only Nika's power will not make Luffy defeat him, because Blackbeard does not fight on an equal footing. For starters, he has the power of 2 devil fruits, which already gives him a great advantage. This is that he hasn't even awakened the power of his Yami Yami no Mi. Imagine how powerful he will be when it happens. Well, if it really happened. Just for that fact, he is already extremely dangerous and already validates the argument that yes, Luffy gaining another devil fruit would not be anything so absurd to think if Blackbeard gained the power of 2 devil fruits, because Luffy could not having the power of another fruit, isn't it? But the final argument for Luffy gaining the power of another devil fruit before the One Piece finale goes beyond just giving power to our beloved protagonist. Yes, my dear sailor, perhaps Luffy having the power of yet another devil's fruit serves to mark some epic moment within One Piece, such as the return of Enel. Maybe Enel returns and Luffy gets the power of his fruit. After all, as we saw, Luffy dominated Thunder being in the form of Gear 5, and this could help him with that kind of skill. Maybe Enel comes back as an ally and loses his life in battle, but before that he can, somehow, pass his power on to Luffy, trusting the Straw Hats with the fate of the world. Or maybe Dragon is the person who gives his fruit to Luffy, since theories point out that Dragon has the climate fruit, so this would be perfect for Luffy, not only to help him with his lightning when he is using Gear 5, but also giving him the ability to control even the nature around him in a complete way. That's right, control of rain, lightning and wind, just as Luffy turned the ground into rubber against Kaido. After all, this could be the moment of reunion between father and son. Just imagine, Luffy is being defeated by Blackbeard or whoever, and in the final moments Dragon appears and gives him the power of his fruit. It would be epic. But of course I couldn't leave Shanks aside. Redhead could be that person who gave Luffy the power of one more devil's fruit, since it was thanks to Shanks that Luffy ate the Nina Nika no Mi. In fact, many think that Shanks premeditated this action and made Luffy Joy Boy's heir. Anyway, the possibilities are endless, and yes, I know there will always be that one person who will say that this is impossible since it was said that you can't eat 2 devil fruits. Well, Luffy being who he is, I believe he can do that, and of course, we have to remember that in the past this was taken as an absolute truth, but Blackbeard showed us that it is possible to have the power of 2 devil fruits. Of course he didn't eat Whitebeard's earthquake fruit, but still, Teach absorbed the fruit, somehow. And if the theory says that Blackbeard's fruit and Luffy's fruit are enemy fruits, one being the sun fruit and the other a dark fruit, then it is possible that Luffy's fruit has the ability to absorb other fruits also. But now I want to know your opinion about everything we talked about here today. Will having the power of a new devil fruit be Luffy's last major source of power between now and the end of One Piece? But of course, if you made it this far, it's because you like the content, so it doesn't hurt to subscribe to our channel and become one more member of our fleet, my dear sailor. And of course, do not forget to press the like button, that helps a lot in spreading the video and the channel, so help us to become the largest fleet of pirates here on YouTube, okay? A big hug for everyone, and until the next video.